You are lying in bed at 2 in the morning, staring at the ceiling, replaying a conversation from 3 years ago that no one else even remembers. Or worse, you are spiraling out of control about a future that hasn't even happened yet. You are sitting at a dinner table with people you love, but you aren't actually there. You are physically present, but mentally you are a million miles away, lost in a storm of what-ifs, should-haves, and worst-case scenarios. It is draining the absolute life out of you. Your mind feels like a browser with 100 tabs open. Music is playing from one of them. The fan is spinning out of control, and you cannot figure out where the noise is coming from. You have forgotten what it feels like to just be, to feel calm. You are trapped in a prison made of your own thoughts, and it is slowly destroying your ability to live. Listen to the story of Marco. Marco was 24 years old, but his eyes carried the weight of an exhausted old man. On paper, his life was fine, but inside his head, it was a Category 5 hurricane. He was restless, endlessly agitated, and completely incapable of sleeping through the night. He spent his days regretting the past and dreading the future. The simple act of cracking a genuine smile had become impossible for him. Desperate, exhausted, and running out of hope, Marco heard a rumor about an old man living completely off the grid in a remote village up in the mountains. This man was said to be a retired legendary psychologist who had traded the noise of the city for absolute isolation. He was known to possess the cure for a chaotic mind. Marco packed his bags and hiked for days, pushing through physical pain just to reach this village. When he finally arrived, he found the old man sitting quietly on the porch of a small, greenery-covered house. The man looked incredibly peaceful. His eyes were closed, his breathing slow. Marco walked up to him, his voice shaking, and said, "My mind is a storm. I cannot stop thinking. I cannot sleep. I am terrified of my own thoughts. I just want peace. Can you help me?" The old man slowly opened his eyes, gave a gentle smile, and didn't offer a single piece of complex psychological advice. He didn't prescribe a breathing technique or hand over a pill. Instead, he stood up, walked over to a table, and picked up a glass. He filled it with water. Not just full, but completely full to the absolute brim. The surface tension was the only thing keeping the water from spilling over the edge. The slightest tremor, the smallest misstep, and it would spill. He handed the glass to Marco. The old man pointed toward the center of the town and said, "Walk from here to the very edge of the village, and then come back to me. But if you spill even one single drop of this water, you fail." Marco accepted the challenge. He wrapped his hands around the glass and started walking. But this was not a quiet mountain path. The village was pure, unadulterated chaos. The streets were narrow and packed with people. Shopkeepers were screaming at the top of their lungs, trying to sell goods. Wild dogs were barking and chasing each other through the alleys. Children were running wildly, bumping into people. It was a loud, overwhelming sensory overload. But Marco didn't flinch. He walked slowly, step by agonizingly slow step. His eyes never left the rim of the glass. He didn't look at the screaming shopkeepers. He didn't look at the barking dogs. He didn't look at the kids running past his knees. His entire universe, his entire existence, shrank down to the surface of that water. After what felt like an eternity, Marco returned to the porch. He looked at the old man, took a deep breath, and said, "I did it. I didn't spill a single drop." The old man nodded. Then he asked a question. He said, "Tell me, did you see the children playing on the side of the road? Did you hear the wild dogs barking?" Marco looked confused. He shook his head and said, "No, I didn't see or hear anything. I was only focusing on the glass." The old man smiled his calm smile once more. "That," he said, "is the secret you have been searching for. This is the paradigm shift that will fundamentally alter the trajectory of your life. Read it, hear it, internalize it." Marco did not find peace by turning off the noise of the village. He didn't ask the shopkeepers to stop shouting. He didn't silence the dogs. The external chaos was entirely out of his control, and it was still raging all around him. He found peace because he anchored his entire mind to the exact second he was living in. Peace is not the absence of chaos. Peace is absolute focus on the present moment. You have been lied to. You think peace is a destination. You think if you just get the right job, or make enough money, or move to a quiet house in the suburbs, your mind will finally shut up. It won't. If you take a chaotic mind to a quiet beach, you will just be anxious on a beach. Peace is not something you find outside in the world. Peace is a state of active, aggressive presence. Anxiety only exists when you mentally time travel to a future that has not happened. Depression and regret only exist when you mentally time travel to a past that you cannot change. But you do not exist in the past, and you do not exist in the future. You only exist right here, right now. When you pull 100% of your cognitive bandwidth into the immediate present moment, there is absolutely no hard drive space left for fear. There is no room for confusion. There are no extra thoughts. When your mind is completely locked onto the task at hand, whether that is holding a glass of water, feeling the steering wheel of your car, or listening to the voice of a friend, the mental storm instantly dies. You have been trying to solve your problems by thinking more. The solution is not thinking more. The solution is thinking here. You want to stop the spiral. You want to take your brain back. Here are 3 ruthless, real-world steps you are going to take, starting the second this video ends. Step 1 is the glass of water protocol. When the spiral starts, you need a physical anchor. Your mind is drifting into the stratosphere of what-ifs, and you need to tether it violently back to reality. The next time you feel the panic rising, the overthinking taking over, grab an object. It could be a pen, a cup of coffee, or even your own hands. Give that object your undivided, intense attention for 60 straight seconds. Feel the texture, look at the shadows on it, feel the weight. Force your brain to process the immediate physical reality in front of you. Cut the oxygen to the anxiety by starving it of your attention. Step 2 is to kill the time traveler. You have to start catching yourself in the act. You are leaking mental energy because you are letting your brain wander into alternate timelines without your permission. The second you catch yourself agonizing over a mistake from 4 years ago or panicking about a meeting next week, you must consciously snap the timeline. Say the words out loud if you have to. Say, I am here. Say, that is not real. Acknowledge that the past is a ghost and the future is an illusion. Whip your attention back to whatever you are doing in that exact fraction of a second. Wash the dishes, walk the dog, breathe the air, stay in the room. Step 3 is aggressive singular focus. You are feeding your anxiety by constantly multitasking. You are eating dinner while scrolling social media while watching a show in the background. You are training your brain to be fragmented. Stop it. Starting today, pick one mundane task and do it with 0 distractions. If you are eating, just eat. Taste the food. Feel the fork. If you are walking to your car, leave your phone in your pocket. Do not put headphones in. Listen to the wind. Look at the concrete. Train your mind to digest the present reality without needing constant external stimulation. You must rebuild your attention span if you ever want to rebuild your peace. Your mind is either going to be a torture chamber or a sanctuary, and your ability to stay in the present moment is the only key that decides which one it will be. So look at your life right now. Are you actually living it? Or are you just spectating from a timeline that doesn't even exist?